Hey fam, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another makeup tutorial. Today's video is going to be something super different. I wanted to do a video talking about makeup that nobody uses anymore, that all your favorite influencers were using and talking about and promoting, and then all of a sudden it just dropped off, everyone stopped using it, and you never hear about it anymore. Foundations, blush, highlighter, anything you can think of, concealers, color correctors, all of the items that gurus loved throughout the years that they completely stopped talking about altogether. I do want to say just really quickly, if you're still using any of these products, don't take it as me saying that it's a bad product or that it's not good. A lot of these products I say in the video are still one of my absolute favorites of all time. It's just that there's so many products coming out all the time that we of course forget about them sometimes. So if you guys want to see how I got this look and talk about old products that no one talks about anymore, just keep on watching. Alright, so to start this look off, of course we need to prime our lids. Now, for primer, I would say the most forgotten about eyeshadow primer would be the original Urban Decay Primer Potion. Now, I don't even have one. That's how long it's been since I purchased one, and it's great. It's an amazing primer. If you're still using it, that's awesome. So the one I'm going to use today that I do think people have forgotten about is the Physicians Formula Matte Primer. It looks like this. So let's go ahead and prime our lids. I think these primers came in a little pack of 2 or 3. And they have a shimmery one, and then they have this one that's slightly tinted. It's not super duper dark or pigmented or anything like that. It does sheer out, but it's a great primer. It's matte. Next for shadows, this is a complete throwback. I'm not even sure this is available anymore. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's no longer for sale, but this was the original KATHLEENLIGHTS and MORPHE brushes palette, and I love it so much. It's to this day one of my favorite MORPHE brushes collaborations, not just because I love Kathleen and I think she's wonderful, but the colors that were chosen in this palette are so beautiful. It's pretty much got everything I love. A green, an olive, it just has pretty much everything. So to first start off, I'm going to prep the lid with this matte creamy shade. And I'm going to blend this on with my Sigma E40 brush. And now I really want to be clear and let you guys know this is not products that like suck or products everyone hates or anything like that. These are products that were holy grail items that we all used, but throughout the years, so much makeup comes out that of course, you know, you can't use everything forever. This, however, still to this day though, is one of my favorite collaborations ever. Now that we have our lid all prepped, I'm gonna go into this medium tone brown. It's kind of like a puppy brown, as we say, and I'm going to blend that in the crease as our transition tone very lightly. By the way, you guys, it's actually like 82 degrees in my house right now because I am cheap as hell and I refuse to turn on the air conditioning until it's literally summertime. Next, I of course need to dip into this mustardy brown shade. It's probably my favorite color out of the whole palette. I'm taking this with my E38 brush and I'm gonna add that on the outer half of the lid. It's been a while since I used Morphe shadows. I think the last palette I used from Morphe would have been the Jaclyn Hill palette, the latest one. And you know what's so funny? I was actually going to use the original Jaclyn Hill palette in this video. Maybe we'll do that next. Let me know if you guys like this video idea and we can maybe make it like a little series. I'm going to do a little burgundy. I was going to do the brown, but I think I want a little burgundy today. And this, we're just going to focus right there on that outer V. I don't even think I want to take it too far over. We're just marrying it into that crease. I mean, this is just such a good palette. Let me know if you guys have this palette or if you still use it in your routine. The other palette I wanted to use was maybe the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette. I'm going to switch over to another shadow palette really quickly. This is not even that old at all. This might be a year old, if that. This is the JOUER Skinny Dip Ultra Foil eyeshadow palette. What happened with this? I feel like this was so hyped up to us by different influencers. They went on this really amazing trip with JOUER, some tropical amazing place, I'm sure. It's all we saw for a long time on social media. And then I felt like none of them used it. Like they did a video on it or a few posts on it and it went away forever. And again, I know that it's hard sometimes to keep up with every brand's launch. So it's not, I don't mean to fault the YouTubers for not using it. Everyone hyped it up to us so much. And then I think I've maybe seen each of those influencers do 1, maybe 2 videos on it, and you never see it again. It's just, I don't understand that. So I really want to use it today because, I mean, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. I'm first going to take Skinny Dip, I think this center shadow here, and I'm gonna use this. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. It is gorgeous. Oh, I don't use this enough even. I'm not trying to put any blame or fault on other influencers because there's so many new collections coming out all the time, and of course that's what you guys really want to see the most. It'd probably get really boring if we all use the same old eyeshadow palettes all the time, but this one I think deserves a little more usage, certainly. It is gorgeous. And I don't have a JOUER code or anything like that. I'm not an affiliate. This is something I bought with my own money, so I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to get you to buy it from me or anything like that. I won't make any money off of this, but I just think it's definitely one of my most favorite little palettes that have come out in a long time. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm going to flip our brush over to the other side, and I'm going to take the shade Bikini, which is kind of like a fairy pink because it's like a light pink, but you can see kind of like a greenish yellow duochrome in it. So next, let's move on to eyeliner. This I'm actually nervous to use. This definitely came hard and went just as hard. This is the Benefit Cosmetics Push-Up, their real push-up liner. I have never had good luck with this whatsoever. It seemed really cool at first. So what it is, if you're not familiar, is it's like a black gel cream liner in a pen form. It's supposed to make a wing super duper easy because you just kind of stamp it along and pull it out, but I didn't love it. So you twist this up and a little black gel will come out of the top of it. And actually, I'm a little concerned that this one's dried out. Basically, what you're meant to do is just stamp it along the lash line. I think mine's dried out. Dang it. Yeah, mine is so dried out I cannot even get it to work. So never mind on this. Not a fan though. I'm just gonna skip to pencil liner. So this back in the day was so popular. When this first came out, people were nuts about it. Let me know if you remember this, but this is the MAC Cosmetics Feline eye pencil. It's a kohl power eyeliner pencil. It was like super black and it was so popular. So I'm just going to tight line with this. But I remember it not like staying very well for me. It ran a lot, it smudged a lot, it gave you raccoon eyes. Me at least. Maybe if you have more oily skin like I do, I probably wouldn't recommend it. I do love how deep that is. Like, it is a good black. I guess I'm going to use a liquid liner for the top lash line. Now this one is not very old at all, and honestly I don't know if it's popular or not, but I don't ever see anyone using it in videos that I watch. It's the Too Faced Sketch Marker liquid eyeliner, and I think it's a fine liquid eyeliner. I just don't think anyone uses it. Again, if you use this or if it's your favorite, that is awesome. This is not to say, I just want to keep saying this because I don't want anyone to get their feelings hurt. It's just that everyone, you know, kind of moves on when there's so many new launches out all the time. This is a good liquid liner. I'm having really good luck with it. Next for mascara, I'm going to use the Benefit Their Real Mascara. Now this is still a top seller for sure, but I do think it did get decreased a little bit by the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. I think Their Real was killing it, killing it, killing it. We have no worries. And then boom, 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 here comes Better Than Sex, and it took over everything. I would say those two mascaras are probably still the most used mascaras, just by my like guessing or my imagination. I don't have any facts to back that up. The one thing is it's super spiky, and I do frequently stab myself in the eye with it. So I'm trying to be very careful today. I actually need to stop talking and just do this so I don't stab myself. So let's jump to the face for a bit. I want to start with primer, even though you guys know I do not use a ton of primers. The minute Raw Beauty Christy said that she didn't believe in primers, I was like, bloop, done with primers. I'm done. So back in the day, the best-selling primer, honestly, like the first like groundbreaking primer of the makeup industry was certainly the Smashbox PHOTOFINISH primer. And it looked like this. I'm sure everyone will recognize this because whenever you do an order at Ulta or Sephora, chances are you will get a sample of their primer, but they have gone under a little makeover. And this is what they look like now. I actually just got this in a PR package last week and they look super fancy. It's like a super high shine metallic bottle. Same great formula if you like these kind of really silica-y, smooth blurring primers is what they call it. But it looks like that. And I will say it does feel great on the skin. It does feel like it's really smoothing everything over, but I just don't know that I ever saw a huge difference in my foundation application or the wear time. Next for foundation, this is just so iconic. I mean, we have all used this, I'm sure, at least once in our lives. Even the smell of it is really like, it just triggers something in my brain. I feel very nostalgic when I smell this foundation, which is kind of silly. But this is the Revlon Colorstay foundation. Like, can you think of a more iconic foundation? Like, this has been with us since the beginning of YouTube. We have all loved this foundation. And again, to this day, it's one of my favorites, but I realized I never grab it. I never reach for it. I'm taking this with my 3D HD Max Kabuki brush from a Sigma, but honestly, still to this day, again, one of my all-time favorite foundations. Like, you know the smell of this foundation. I'm sure even when I say it, you can remember it. Look at my earring. I'm rocking those Ho hoops today. These are from like Forever 21 or somewhere super cheap. They're such cheap little hoops. Well, big hoops, but cheap as hell. Again, I know I keep, oh, fudge. In fact, I'm gonna remove these while I do my foundation because I know I'm just gonna knock them around and I don't wanna rip my earlobe. But anyway, Just love this foundation. And I love this brush. If you guys want a brush that applies your foundation in a hurry, like applies it so quickly, this is the brush for you. Just because it's so wide, it's so big, it kind of blends out like half your face like before you even know it. Now for concealer, there's actually two things I want to use. The first thing was so popular back in the day on YouTube. Like a lot of people use this way long ago. This is Benefit Cosmetics Lemonade, and it is a little corrector. It's a little yellow corrector, and I know we see yellow correctors all the time now from all types of brands. They're in palettes, they're in liquid form, they're in every type of form you could imagine, but I remember seeing so many people using this on YouTube to brighten their under eyes, and I have not used it in years. Honestly, this is the first time I've used it in years. And actually, you know what? Again, this video is kind of making me respect Benefit in a whole new light, because when you look at all the products that we've tried that have really kind of been revolutionary or iconic or the first of its kind in the makeup industry, like a lot of them have been Benefit Cosmetics. Like they have always been a brand who goes for it and tries new things and really feeds new makeup trends and styles into the industry. And I think that's something to really admire from a brand. And it kind of makes me think again, like I love how all these YouTubers are coming out with their own makeup lines, and it's exciting and it's cool, but at the same time, like I feel like what are you gonna bring though? Like it is so heavily saturated, the beauty industry. There's a new brand every freaking week, I swear. There's a new product out all the time. To me, and this is no shade towards anyone specifically, it's just kind of what I'm thinking of now. If you're going to be a beauty guru, if you're gonna launch a new brand of some sort, you know, aside from eyeshadow palettes and liquid lipsticks, like what's something new that you are going to bring to the makeup industry? Are you even gonna do that? Or, not to say anyone's doing this, but are you just going to rely on your name, on your fan base, on your subscriber count to carry and, you know, grow your brand and sell your brand? I used this for years and years. Well, maybe like 3 years. It's been a favorite, but I'll be honest, I haven't picked it up in a long time. This is in the shade Light. If I remember, it has kind of like a coconutty scent, which I really like. And I loved the coverage. I believe it's made with coconut water, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna use my 40 HD Kabuki brush from Sigma. This is a great brush too. It's like so cute. Sigma, just like Benefit to me, is another one of those brands that are just true creators. They're true, just, I don't know how to explain it or say what I'm trying to say, but they are always coming up with something that we haven't seen before. And of course, they're a little more expensive than Morphe or e.l.f. brushes or anything like that, but I think it's so worth it. I've never had a Sigma brush break on me ever. That's why I truly promote them and only them for brushes, because like I mean what I say. They are the best brushes. I know they're more expensive. I know you can get more brushes for your money through Morphe, but I've not had any good luck with Morphe brushes. So I'll be honest, I could not find a setting powder that no one uses anymore. I was gonna use Airspun, but I can't even find my Airspun, so I'm just gonna use my standard Too Faced Peach Perfect powder to set my under eye that I always use. I'm taking that with the F89 Bake Kabuki brush from Sigma and just gonna stamp that in there. Okay, let's really quickly just finish out our lower lash line. I think I'm just gonna take some of this mustardy brown on the lower lash line. Oh, this little lemonade thing has a mirror in it. That's adorable. Again, you guys, let me know if any of these products are still something you use in your weekly routine or daily routine or whatever. That would make me so happy to know. Loving this makeup. Everything we've used so far has been like golden. Oh my God, it's so hot. I'm trying to figure out if it's just the temperature outside or if I've woken up in hell and I don't know it yet. Did I die and go to hell? Please let me know, someone. I don't think I've done anything that would necessarily send me to hell. There was one time in grade school that I convinced a girl to lick a worm, but she peed on me on purpose. Yeah. Who's the real devil there, huh? You don't pee on anyone unless they ask. Next, it's time for my favorite parts of the face. Bronzer, sculpting, contouring. Let's do it. So, back in the Disney day, in my opinion, these were everywhere on YouTube, on Makeup Alley, on different beauty blogs that I used to follow, and that was the Cargo bronzers. Do you guys remember these? They're in the tin cans. A lot of them are actually waterproof. Cargo to me was like the first big bronzer brand. I think Too Faced really took over that category, but Cargo was where it was at, and I love the packaging. I love how these come. I mean, they're just so cute. This is in the the shade Dark. So it's the dark bronzer. And if you can tell, there's a little gold kind of shimmer to it. But before bronzer, I'd actually like to contour first. So this was so popular. This is MAC Cosmetics Sculpt. And it might still be popular today. I think there's just so many more bronzing products that have come out that we use in contouring products. I remember everyone using the Sculpt powder back in the day. Mine's actually from the Maleficent collection. Do you guys remember this? Talk about good times. I bought everything and backups from the Maleficent collection because I was obsessed. But I'm gonna use this to do a little nose contouring. So right here on the sides, and this is one of my favorite nose contouring brushes. It's the E41 from Sigma. And I'm actually trying to go very lightly because I'm sweating so hard that I think that the sweat is going to grab the product and make it a lot more pigmented. I don't want to do too much. Like that's enough for me today. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit into my cheekbones for a little cheek contour. This is actually a lot sheerer than I remember it being, which I think is nice. I like a sheerer contour because I can kind of get a little carried away with it. Right there through the hollows. Beautiful. Now let's go back to the bronzer. Again, my Cargo Dark Bronzer. I love the tin. I just think it's so cute. I'm going to take this with my F23 contour brush from Sigma. It's super pigmented and it's very, very warm. So I'm tapping off actually quite a bit of it. And again, I'm sweating profusely, as everyone knows by now. So I'm hoping my sweat doesn't grab the product too much and kind of muck it up. Oh, it's a gorgeous bronzer though. It really is. I miss using Cargo bronzers. And they had a great shade range. They had a ton of shades. And again, so this next palette, I wasn't sure if I should put this in it or not, because I'm not saying it's not popular and that everyone doesn't still use it, but I don't see it on YouTube. I don't see it in videos. The individual shades in this palette, yes, people do of course use those still a ton, but this palette specifically I have not seen used in a long time. This is the Becca Cosmetics Jaclyn Hill Face Palette. I think in this I actually want to use the blush. I'm gonna go into this one here, which I believe is Rose Spritz. It's highly, highly pigmented, so you don't need a whole lot. It has a really pretty kind of golden sheen to it, a little NARS Orgasm-y. So pretty though, so blendable. I'm guilty of this myself. I don't use this nearly as often as I should. Buff that out with my powder brush, but I love this blush so, so much. I think that is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I really need to use this more. That is a beautiful blush color, especially with summer coming up. I think this is nice. So for highlighter, this was actually one of my favorite products from Benefit, again, of all times. I can't believe how much Benefit there's been in this video. Again, I think it just speaks to how Benefit is a little more revolutionary with their products. They're always coming out with something super duper unique. I know a lot of people think their products sometimes can be a little kitschy and a little playful and silly and not necessarily like professional, but I disagree. I love how they're always coming out with something new. This is Benefit Cosmetics What's Up highlighter, and I remember people being nuts over this. I'm sure a lot of people still are. It's to this day one of my favorite highlighters personally. I never use the little sponge on the end to blend it out. That's a little silly to me. I just use my fingers, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. It's just a nice natural champagne-y, not natural, I shouldn't say natural, but it's a beautiful champagne-y glow. I love the formula because it's ultra blendable, so even if you have powder on, I feel like I can still put this on top of it and blend it out. And that's just not always the case with cream or liquid highlighters. Sometimes it's a little hard, but I love it. I love the shade. This definitely would be probably in my top 5 favorite highlighters of all time. I think it's gorgeous. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I love, love, love that glow. And I like just a little bit above my brow. Is it not beautiful? I know it's not applied the best, I think, because I'm just sweaty. It kind of was going on a little silly, but I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Lastly, on the lips, I want to talk about a liquid lipstick that, in my opinion, was one of the very first liquid lipsticks that ever came out. Again, when I was back working retail, if somebody came in looking for a lipstick that dried on and stayed on for a very long time, we always went to this brand because at the time in Ulta, this was the only liquid lipstick that existed from any brand whatsoever. So I know a lot of people argue and talk about who invented the first liquid lipstick. In my opinion, it was definitely Stila Cosmetics. I don't know if you guys remember these. It's the Stay All Day liquid lipstick. This one in particular is called Patina. I love this color too. It's just so flattering. Is that not just so gorgeous? I love this makeup, you guys. Look at this full face we did of old makeup that no one uses anymore. This was so much fun for me, and I love the makeup. This felt really good to do and just kind of revisit this stuff that we've loved for a while. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Again, leave a suggestion in the comments down below of a product that we all used to think was a holy grail and then we all stopped using when all this other stuff started coming out. If these are still for sale, which a few of them are, I will of course link them down below if you did want to check them out. Thank you guys for watching today. I love you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!